Watching the Infinity Saga in chronological order of when they took place in the MCU? That's what I'm doing. Starting with Captain America, the First Avenger, and Captain Marvel. Two origin stories about captains, but which one was better? Hello there. I'm Mr. Cobble, this is Alfred, and welcome to a new video. Me and my girlfriend, and Alfred of course, have started rewatching the MCU movies in chronological order of when they took place inside of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And it's our hope to be done by the time that Black Widow releases. We'll see if that works out, because we have no idea if Black Widow is gonna get delayed again as well, so we'll have to see. But that's our hope. That's our dream. So yeah, MCU Chronological Rewatch. It's a series kinda that I'm gonna do on this channel. Like I'll make a video every time I have watched two of the Infinity Saga movies. So this video, it's the First Avenger and Captain Marvel, and then the next one is going to be Iron Man and the Incredible Hulk, and then the one you know how it goes. You know how, like, and so on and so on. So yeah, I will always review / discuss two MCU movies, and sometimes we can even compare the two, like today, since they are both origin stories, and they also both have Captain in their names. So that's also something, I guess. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of Captain America, the First Avenger, and Captain Marvel, and which one you preferred. Let me know. First things first, Captain America, the First Avenger is chronologically the first in the MCU. The birth of Steve Rogers becoming Captain America, played by Chris Evans, and wow. I forgot how good this actually was. Like, for some reason, I remember it being very mediocre, but like upon rewatching it, this was not mediocre at all. This was really good, a really good origin story. And I mean, of course, also rewatching with knowing what's to come also adds a little bit of spice to that experience. Like, I don't know why, but it was really fun. I really enjoyed myself. The only thing that really took me out of the movie was the CGI with Chris Evans at the start of the film. And it's not really the CGI itself that bothered me, because that was actually pretty well done. The thing that bothered me was like the proportions with Chris Evans's head on that body. It just didn't make any sense. It just didn't make any sense. Like it looked weird. And so that took me out of the experience a little bit at the start to really like connect to the characters. I would have liked more buildup of like the friendship between Steve Rogers and Bucky, because like it's really glossed over a little bit, and you don't really get like that vibe that they're truly best friends and that they really care about each other. Like that's not really apparent here. It gets more apparent as the MCU goes on, but right now, like just watching the first movie, you don't really feel that brotherly connection that they have. I also really enjoyed the humor in this movie. It's also pretty funny from time to time. The fights and the villain Red Skull, amazing. I love Red Skull so much. I wish we could have seen like more of him throughout the MCU, because he's a really freaking awesome villain. And I just loved seeing him on screen. I also really love the premise of Captain America being frozen in ice and waking up like 70 years later. You know, it's a cool concept. Get it? Cool? Cold? Yeah, okay. I'll see myself out. All in all, solid film. Captain America, the First Avenger is proven to be lit by this permit. Yes, I loved it. Then we watched Captain Marvel, because chronologically, it's the second film in the MCU. Because chronologically, when it takes place in the universe, it's the second movie in the MCU. But how does it compare to the First Avenger? I really enjoyed my rewatch of Captain Marvel. I saw it once in theaters and haven't really seen it again since then. There's also no real reason why I hadn't watched it again since then, but yeah, that's just what happened. I only saw it once, and now I've seen it twice. I was pleasantly surprised rewatching this one. On the humor front, I feel like it does better than the First Avenger. This film is way funnier. And I also love what they did with the Skrulls and the Kree in this movie. Brie Larson, in my opinion, is great as Captain Marvel, and her interactions with Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury, yeah, splendid. Splendid. Really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed that. It was also fun seeing Coulson again, like babyface Coulson. Was fun, was good. And of course, Goose. Goose steals the show. Freaking Goose. Now, the CGI for de-aging Samuel L. Jackson, and Coulson for that matter, is really freaking well done. Like, holy crap. It's actually creepy how good they've gotten at this de-aging technology. It, like, there wasn't a single scene in this film where I was like, that's not actual Samuel L. Jackson. That's like a CGI clay doll or whatever. No, it was like the entire movie, the de-aging CGI technology thing was working and like flawless almost. However, I do feel like it took away budget for like the final big CGI fight at the ending of the movie, because that sequence could have looked way better and it looked a bit okay, I'm gonna compare it with something, and don't be angry, but that last fight in space and stuff, it reminded me a little bit of Green Lantern. That's not something that you want to, you know, that's not something you want to remember when watching like Captain Marvel. Like that's not something that should pop up in your head, but it did. It did. That last CGI fight thing looked a bit weird. The whole I don't remember anything of my past shtick also got pretty old pretty fast for me personally, but overall, I had a good time. I give Captain Marvel a proven to be lit by this permit also. I think I like the first Avenger a little bit more though. And I also think that it's the superior origin story. With Captain America, we see him become almost invincible. And the key word there is almost invincible. Almost. He can still get hurt and there's real danger threatening him. With Captain Marvel, on the other hand, by the end of the movie, she's literally invincible. She's so OP that there was never a moment towards the end of that movie, and throughout the movie as well, really, that I wasn't really scared for her life or whatever, or what would happen to her, because it looked like nothing could really hurt her. And that feeling of tension was missing in Captain Marvel. The first Avenger does have that sense of urgency, that sense of tension, that sense of danger. And Captain Marvel just didn't really have that. I just feel like with Cap, we had a more fleshed out experience and just more and higher stakes, ultimately making it a more intriguing watch. Captain Marvel was more pure fun and enjoyment for me, which is totally fine. I just noticed how different these origin stories were. And I am curious to see what they're going to do with Captain Marvel 2, because there's a sequel coming for Captain Marvel. And I'm just wondering, like, you need to get like a badass OP villain to stand across the battlefield with like badass OP like Captain Marvel. Unless they're gonna like nerf her powers a little bit. Like, I don't know how you could get me another Captain Marvel movie and get me invested in, like, you know, the danger and the stakes and the tension. Like, I need that tension in a movie like this. And I'm not sure how they're going to do that in the sequel, but I'm curious to see if they're going to do it. And I hope they will succeed. Regardless, let me know in the comments below what you thought of Captain America: The First Avenger and Captain Marvel, and which one you preferred. I would love to hear your thoughts. Smash that like button with your shield or photon blast. That would be great. Don't actually like hit the like button with your shield. You might break your monitor or tablet or whatever. Don't do that, but you can't press it. You like gently tap it, gently click it would be would be great. I'd also really appreciate if you press that subscribe button if you aren't subscribed yet. That would be a really huge help. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and we're getting there, and I'm excited. Next up, we'll be watching Iron Man and the Incredible Hulk. So, yeah, we'll see what that's gonna give. Haven't seen either of those in a very long time. And, yeah, Alfred and I also stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/Mr. Cobble. If you want to see that, we play some games over there. You can just come over, chill out in the chat, or just lurk, or whatever you want to do. And, yeah, thank you so much for watching. That was it for today. I'll see you next time. Hoot hoot, mother forkers.